Come along with me to read a book in one day. This was my podcast book pick for December, and I had to record the podcast episode the next day, so it was crunch time. Got set up with some Onyx cuddles, of course. He was generous enough to bring this piece of cardboard he was chewing on, and got some annotation tabs. The book I'm reading is called This Woven Kingdom by Tahereh Mafi. It's the first book in the series, and I knew I would love this because I've read most of her Shatter Me series and I'm obsessed with it. This book was inspired by Persian mythology, which I thought was really interesting, and it follows Eliza, who is basically a servant girl who has nothing. She lives in a world where there are jinn and there are clay. She is jinn, which means she has powers, but it is illegal to use these powers. She lives out her days in hiding because she knows there's something different about herself. She has eyes that change colors, and she stays in hiding because she thinks that people are after her. Her parents were killed years ago, and she's been on the run, hiding ever since as a servant. She's going to end up catching the eye of the crown prince, who's going to be very intrigued with her, not realizing that she is part of a prophecy that could be the downfall of his kingdom. I sat down and read the first about half of the book with Onyx cuddling me, and it was honestly incredible. This book is a lot of build-up, which I knew because it is book one in a series. This is young adult, and I thought that she did an amazing job world building. I think she paced it very deliberately so that it didn't feel like she was just lore dumping and world building at the beginning. She spread it throughout the book. I felt like I really got to know the characters in this book, and I won't spoil anything, but I will say that the ending had me in shock, which you'll see in a minute here. This was a fantastic read. I ended up giving it around 4 to 4.25 stars. I thought it was a perfect first book in a series that made me so intrigued and left you just wanting more and needing to pick up book 2. All three of us in the podcast really enjoyed this. It was such a blast to talk about it, and we are all diving straight into the next book because the ending of this one is actually so crazy. I feel like so much happens in the last 10 pages. It kind of gave me whiplash, but in a good way. If you've read this book, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I've heard that the series just keeps getting better and better, so I absolutely can't wait to continue reading it. I ended up reading this in just under 24 hours, so I did meet my goal, and it was a fantastic day of reading.